If you are thinking of a bank that takes care of customers' needs by providing quality services with flexibility, reliability, and innovation, think Trust Bank Limited. With Trust Bank Limited mobile banking, you enjoy services such as balance inquiry, mini statement, funds transfer between accounts, exchange rates, mobile airtime top-up, stop ATM card, checkbook request, and PIN change. Our real-time gross settlement allows the customer to instruct the bank to transfer funds from their account to another account at another bank. Our expertise and experience in international banking is both legendary and the envy of the market. Retail banking, one bank, different amazing packages. Whether you are interested in savings account, current account, time or fixed deposit account, lending or overdraft, our team of dedicated staff is always ready and willing to help you out with your transactions as you wish. Corporate banking. Trust Bank Limited offer the most convenient services for deposit accounts, credit facilities, trade finance, bond and guarantee, and foreign currency account. With e-banking, you can make electronic bill payments and online banking and enjoy 24-hour access to your cash with our ATM. With the largest network of branches and agents, we give you the convenience to receive funds as you please. Trust Bank Limited, proudly Gambian.
fay lempo warugal la si képp koo xam ne doomi réew mi nga ak ñu fi dëkk bu fekkee ne ci at mi sa koom-koom weesu na $24,000 dalasi mbete weer bu nekk di nga am lu tollu si $2,000 dalasi lempo si la nguur gi di sukkandeku ngir liggéey yokkute réew mi GRA mooy banxaas bu nguuri Gambia sas ngir mu fayeku lépp luy lempo ci biir réew mi ba tax na GRA di yëgal faykati lempo yi ne warugal la pour ñu fay lu ñu naan withholding tax on contract payment maanaam bépp contract bu waay joxe te si biir réew mi lañu toog kon xaalis si contract bi ngeen nangotoo war nga cee wàññi ci xayma téeméer bu nekk fukka bu fekkee ne contracto bi dëkkut ci biir réew mi bu boobaa di nga war a wàññi téeméer bu nekk fukka ak juróom lii mooy lempo bu ñu naan withholding tax on contract payment lii mooy lempo bi nga xam ne yow mi joxe contract warugal la nga wëlbatiku dem fay ko ci maakaani GRA tax office bu la gën a jege mbete ci banque yi GRA jagleel pour fay lempo war ngaa jébal lempo bi si diiri fukki fan ak juróom gannaaw bi nga wàññee ci xaalis si contract bi amul benn contracto bu ñu teggil fay lempo bi xanaa mu fekk ne nguuri Gambia ñoo ko jégale boole si projet yi nga xam ne mbootaay ndimbali ñoo koy dépense GRA di fayeku lempo ngir yokk.
For the first time in the history of the Gambia, Gambia Printing Publishing Corporation proudly introduces the Biliomatic exercise book printing machine. The machine has the capacity to print more than 20,000 books per hour. Yes, 20,000 books per hour. It also prints magazines, newspapers, calendars, flyers, normal books and all kinds of printed documents plus items at affordable prices. With the Biliomatic printing machine, GPPC can now render high-quality and non-size restricted printing service supply across the sub-region. Rush now and partner with GPPC for all your public and private printing service needs. Print with us today and you'd be offered highly professional, reliable and efficient service delivery by our team of experts. The Gambia Printing and Publishing Corporation is here to meet all demands and is reliable at all times. For more info, contact us on 437-4493 or 437-4402. GPPC is Gambian and it's yours.
In communication, connectivity is everything. We ensure that the links never sleep. Quantities and qualities all in our data service, providing efficient, reliable voice and data service. We believe if you're not up to speed, then you're going backwards. Communications have to flow as fast as the speed of light. Whatever business you're in, having someone who understands your needs is critical. That is why we just don't offer you technology, we offer you solutions. Enjoy Gamcel's internet broadband anytime, anywhere. Your national operator, Gamcel, Yaibaro.
This season on Kerr Fatou. Fatou. Oli.
Hello and welcome to another edition of Road to the Parliament. Oli gis naa léegi mburu yi di jaar even though si weeri koor lañ nekk they wax everybody happy Ramadan to you all. I hope the Kundas and the cameras, you know, I hope they're fasting. There's no camera here. Today our guest on the show is Honorable Saikou Marong. Saikou is the candidate for Latrikunda. He is seeking re-election. It will be important to talk to Saikou Oli to know why he wants the people of Latrikunda to send him back to Parliament. I think for the past 2 weeks we were talking about the role of Parliament and of course why it's important to have the right people in Parliament because they make laws. They do all of these things on our behalf. So it's important to have Saikou here. He's been in Parliament. What did he do? Why should he be sent back to Parliament? So it's important that we have candidates here. Esa, welcome to the show.
Yeah,
and Fatou, the beauty of having Saikou is this time he's seeking re-election on a different ticket. Because we have to remember 5 years ago when Saikou was going into Parliament, he went on the United Democratic Party, and now he's actually seeking to go back under the National People's Party, the NPP. So that is actually very, very interesting for switching from one party to another, and why, I mean, all those things I think people would want to know, because that would also anyway somehow contribute to him being re-elected.
Didn't we know why already?
Saikou
has spoken about that so many times. But yeah, but still, yeah.
I mean, it's important because, I mean, we have new voters as well. We have new people coming in the voter roll who would have to vote, and some would wonder, what am I going to vote on Saikou? And then, as you said, very important, what has he done the past 5 years? How has he supported the people of, what's your constituency? Latrikunda. His role as a National Assembly member. And I mean, it's interesting to have Saikou. And then one thing that's very interesting is Saikou is a very good friend of mine. When it comes to Kerr Fatou, Amud Harito. When it comes to Kerr Fatou, now we ask as it is. Wow. And then Ramadan Mubarak everybody. Ba pare rek bala ñoo commencé ñu balu ñep aha. Man nak ma ngi wax ñep ne balal na len aha, waye yit ma ngi seek for forgiveness from everybody that I have wronged knowingly or yëg naa ko yëguma ko yëpp maa ngi leen a baalu aha di ñaan yàlla may ñu Ramadan Mubarak ñu or ak jàmm ori ak jàmm ñi nga xam ne fete wuñ ko unfortunately di ñaan yal na leen yàlla xaare ajana waaw ñu decision bi
Esa, Saikou is our guest.
Yeah, it's interesting to have him, like Ole said. You know, his re-election is interesting in the sense that he's running under the ticket of a different political party. 2016, it was technically an incumbent, the UDP, but it was a coalition anyway. But we know that the UDP had more powers in government at the time. So a lot will say that must have contributed to his victory. And now let's see whether the same thing is going to be replicated.
He's still with the incumbent.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Who never knew opposition.
Yeah.
So
So anyway, but he's a Badibunka too, and you know Badibunkas are Kodobe Dawada Dorong, Dawada Diato Dorong, it'll bowl in Yam, Fengamal and Kalaumal.
The Gambia are Badibunkas. The biggest opposition in Gambia are Badibunkas. Who? Badibunkas are always opposition. Who? The Badibunkas.
Who?
Not me, I mean the body.
No, I will tell you. Sirif Diba, I mean, I'm on jump. Sirif Diba jump, may his soul rest in peace, but he jumped to APRC later. Anyway. But anyway, so it's interesting to have him here. More importantly, I have my questions though, and I'm interested to know what has Saikou done with regards to those things, and also if re-elected, is he still going back into those things? Because these are very important issues in Parliament, I think, that have been ignored in the past 5 years. And what plans does he have towards that? But, you know, I welcome everybody, and also to pray that we have a blissful Ramadan, and yeah, and the show.
Saikou,
Well,
welcome to Kerr Fatou.
thank you very much for having me here to your, what's the name of the program? Road to the Parliament.
Road to Parliament.
Yes, I'm happy to be with you today. Yeah, and then I think you guys are raising a very important question that people need to know about Honorable Saikou Marong. Because in 2017, the whole Gambian would I run on the UDP ticket. And this time around, I'm running on the NPP ticket, the White House.
So let's start from there.
Yes.
I mean, you know, we know what happened, but just can you refresh the viewers who are just...
well, I think what's happened here,
why the shift, you know, when you went to Parliament under a party that sponsored you, and you shift allegiance to another party?
The shift was very simple. Because when we were together at UDP, myself, President Adama Barrow, we are all UDP, all right? Yeah. We believe President Adama Barrow, the sitting president, is from UDP, and we need to support him as a president. But along the way, what we realized is that Ousainou Darboe, the party leader of UDP, wanted to be a president by hook or by crook. You see? And then people like me, we feel like, no, President Adama Barrow is the president, and he's sitting there. Why would I just quit? Why would I not be with him? To support him, to continue his tenure in office. Why would I quit? Why would I just keep following UDP? Because our concept, the whole UDP, then we are with Adama Barrow. We are supporting him. We make him who he is. All right? As we always say as a party. So all of a sudden, why would we just say, no, it's not Adama Barrow now, it's Ousainou Darboe? And then if you ask me what was the problem, I will tell you, the only problem between the two is that Ousainou want to be in the where Adama Barrow is. That's all. There was nothing. The only problem is Ousainou want to be a president. That's it. And I decided that no, I cannot continue with UDP and I will be with Adama Barrow.
So I want to inject there. When I hear a lot of you guys talk, and I was saying this about one of the candidates who during the nomination said, I'm going to Parliament to support the president, to pursue the president's agenda. Yeah. Is that your role as a National Assembly member? When you say I'm supporting the President Adama Barrow, instead of, is that your role though?
No, I think you people have to understand here. If that guy say I'm going to Parliament to support President Adama Barrow. Now, let's say that I'm running on the NPP ticket. Yeah. My party have a policies and a programs. I am going to the Parliament to make sure that my party policy and programs are achieved.
Even if they don't serve the interests of the...
No. My party will not roll any programs or policy that will not serve the interests of the Gambian people. Okay. At all costs, we'll make sure that the programs and the policy that we are rolling out is in the interest of the Gambian people. So when we say that I'm going to defend my party, he says that way, but he doesn't simply mean that I'm going to defend Adama Barrow as an individual. No.
Saikou, may I ask, you said the policies and programs of your party.
Yes.
But remember, the people of your constituency might come from different political parties.
Exactly.
And these are the people you are representing, whether they voted for you or not. So, in a situation where the policies and programs of your party does not reflect the interests of your constituency, let's take an example. The draft constitution was rejected, and I'm 100% sure you voted against that constitution.
I don't only vote against, but I campaign for people to vote against it.
Yeah, I know. You voted against that constitution.
Yes. And I campaign also for people to vote against it.
He wants you to highlight that.
Yes.
Okay, so you voted against and campaigned for people to vote against that constitution.
Exactly. People wanted that constitution.
It seems
people wanted that one, and also other people also wanted rejected.
No. Now we're coming. Now, people wanted, others wanted to be rejected.
Exactly.
The people that wanted the draft constitution to pass, we know that the draft constitution, that was a nationwide consultation, okay, including people of your constituents, that Ukunda Sabiji were consulted, and they agreed that this constitution is progressive and we want it to pass. But you went into Parliament. Who are those people who said, we are not in support of the draft constitution? I think if you wanted to know whether Gambians are in support of it or not, you should have given a chance for it to go to referendum. Then we will know whether the people of your constituency are even in support of it or not. But you went into Parliament and rejected. the draft constitution. Now you're sitting here telling us that there are people who also wanted to be rejected. How did you know that? What did you use to measure that these are the people who wanted it to be rejected? Because we know the consultation, the approval was that it should be passed.
All right, thank you very much. That's a very important question. And let me tell you, in the draft constitution, National Assembly have their role to play.
Yeah.
All right? There was a consultation. The CRC as a committee have their role to play. From there, it comes to National Assembly. From National Assembly, it goes to the people for the referendum. So saying that, why don't you allow it to go to referendum for people to do what they're supposed to do? You're telling me that now National Assembly is not important here. No, I am coming. I am coming. You're telling me that National Assembly is not important here. Because there's a reason why it is coming to National Assembly.
That's not my point. My point is, let me just help you. My point is, you said there are people who also wanted to be rejected.
That's why I'm coming.
So I'm saying the yardstick, if I say people want it, the Gambian people want the draft constitution, I'm using the national consultation as a yardstick to say, I use this as evidence to say Gambians want it to pass. Now you're telling me that equally, there are people who want the draft constitution to be rejected. I am saying, how do you establish that claim or that fact to say that people want it to be rejected? Then the only way you can know that is when you take it to a referendum. You allow it to pass to a referendum. I'm not saying the National Assembly should not play its role. It should. But in case you want to know whether Gambians are in favor of this constitution or not, are in for this constitution or not, you should have allowed it to pass through a referendum.
But would you also believe with me that, agree with me, Latikunda Sabi have a residence of more than 60,000 people? During CRC consultation, did they consult the whole 60,000 people living in Latikunda Sabi?
You should.
No, come on, we're coming.
That's
you know,
what I'm saying. You should
when I'm telling, when we are discussing about this issue, let's put it at that perspective.
Yeah.
All right? You say that we should allow it to go to referendum for people to decide how they want it to go. I'm telling you, during the consultation, how many people attended that consultation forum at the Latikunda Sabi?
You should tell us.
All right? I won't tell you. You guys should do it.
I think you were interviewed after the rejection. I think you were interviewed.
I was.
And you were asked whether you said your people, some are in for it, some are not in for it.
I said that I was not convinced with the answers that I received.
Is it you or your people?
I am not convinced because I'm representing my people. When I am talking on behalf of Latikunda.
Now I'm coming. You said the national consultation. A lot of people, your assumption is that, or your argument is that a lot of people were not consulted.
Exactly. Okay.
Now you as a parliamentarian, as a representative of the people of Latikunda Sabi, if you feel that the national, the CRC did not do their job because they did not consult effectively the people of Latikunda, when that decision, that crucial, important document came before you, did you go back to your people to say, because the CRC has failed in its responsibility, I, as the representative of Latikunda Sabi, let me go back to my people to consult them so that I will know whether they're in for this draft constitution or not? Don't you think you have also failed in your job?
I did not.
Did you go back to them?
Of course I do. But at that moment, you asked me, let me answer your question, isn't it?
Yeah, go ahead.
At that moment, I cannot go reach out to everybody at their house.
No, it's not everybody.
What I did is that I organized a radio program.
No, radio is not.
Of course.
Right.
Okay.
I organized a radio program, all right, before we even started a debate. And I asked my people if I have any complaints whatsoever about this draft constitution, come forward, make a call, or reach out to me, let's discuss about it.
When you needed their vote, you went to them, you held meetings in communities. Why didn't you go back to them?
Come on. These are all different things.
No, they're not.
No, let's put it this way. This is not.
Why not town hall meetings?
No. Of course we.
Why not town hall meetings? Why radio? Not everybody can access radio.
Let me tell you something. What happened when the draft bill was given to us? The time given to us was very short.
But you
just worried. I cannot reach out to everybody. So I think and I believe that the best way that I can reach out to them is that let me just go to the radio and then talk to my people. I did that one. You go to records and see. Go to King FM.
Saikou, when you were elected in 2017,
yes,
you knew that the draft constitution was coming. So it's not about when the draft was given to you.
I knew that the draft constitution is coming, but not the nature that it comes. I was expecting a better one than the one that came.
Now tell us, what was in that draft that made you to vote against it?
There are just many.
Okay.
First one, and I'm not going to shy away from it, is that the retroactive law, the term limit of the president, that one is unjust. All right? Sitting president, you say, no, come on. Your term have to stop studying. Do 2-term limit. We all agree that 2 terms. Every president should serve a 2 term. That's okay. But where should he start? It's important for us to know that one. Because tell me, Just give me an example of a country in this world that have this type of a law that says that after serving 4 years in office, we have to commit to active law that's going to say that we're going back to 2016 where President Barrow started. Up to now, that will be part of the law. It doesn't happen anywhere. If its impact is even against the international standard at the first place. All right? 2, there are a lot of them. Look at, if you go to judiciary, telling you that, when we have a budget this year, let's say when you are given 100 million this year, come next year, we cannot give you less than 100 million. You can either give you 100 million or more than 100 million. That doesn't tell well. They say the office of IGP should be independent.
Yeah.
All right? The office of Secretary General and then head of civil service should be independent. All right? And then they say that, that law says that when you are working in a public office, you cannot do any other jobs. For me, that is unjust. There is a lot in that draft that did not, that did not stand the test of the time.
This could have been amended. So, like you could have accepted, accepted. These are not entrenched clauses, I believe, right?
Some of them are not.
Most of them are not entrenched clauses. Why not you accept and then go to take this?
To committee stage and discuss.
No,
Honestly,
no. We at that moment it doesn't. We don't. There's no need for us to waste our time. Referring to a committee stage. Yeah, we just don't want it the way it is. So we decided to reject it.
And I think the whole argument about this draft constitution we would never agree. I don't think the people who voted yes and no would at any point in time agree. And I think the draft constitution had to do a lot with the person, a lot with the party you support, and a lot with just basically a lot of people. But I don't think we would never have a constitution where everybody would agree.
But is that not the argument that we are trying to make here?
Even during consultation.
The argument we are trying to make here, no.
Yes, democracy is about that. Democracy, people will not agree.
So that's it. So now, in democracy, no, I think
the constitution was right. There are certain people who would argue until tomorrow that it was not right.
Yeah, but
you know what I mean, and they would put their evidence as to why they
can we agree that that document is a progressive one? Can we agree?
100% it was.
Is it progressive than the 1997 Constitution?
Yeah, I can tell you there is some progressive clause in that Constitution.
Is it more broadly, generally?
Broadly, it is not it's more progressive
compared to the 1997.
Yes, it is more progressive than 1997.
So why not we give it a chance?
No. When we want a law, we want a law that will stand the test of time. Okay. We don't just want a law that every 2 years or 3 years will be amended. Look at 1997 Constitution. It wasn't a bad one at all. But what happened is it has been amended for more than 52
times.
So, and that is not right.
Is it now we're running away from the amendment of the draft Constitution.
Exactly.
But what do you say to the argument that then it makes no difference, in leaving Yahya Jammeh here, except for the fact that he was a killer? What do you say to the argument that it was not different for us to leave Yahya Jammeh here because he came with this constitution, with these laws, and we complain that they are bad, but we still maintaining them? It seems we prefer to have the 1997 constitution than to have a new constitution that will still be amended.
No, I think you're not getting sincere.
Now what I'm saying is, if we reject the draft constitution, because we are afraid that when we accept it, we're going back to amend it several times, okay? And that means we are accepting the 1997 Constitution. Are we technically not saying that 1997 Constitution is more suitable compared to the draft Constitution?
Well, at this situation that we are in, 1997 Constitution is more suitable to us than that draft.
Even without a term limit?
Well, look, the issue of term limit, if I am a president, the issue of this term limit that people are talking about, the president will say, okay, after 2 terms, I'm okay, I'm going to step down. But I can tell you, this NPP government is going to come with a law that will at least have a term limit. That the President Adama Barrow will serve for 2 terms.
He does not honor his words.
Okay,
he does not honor his words.
Come on, based on the scenario.
He does not honor his words.
And then also, one thing that you have to understand, you talked about democracy.
Yeah.
In democracy, I have my right to say that no to the draft constitution, or I have my right to say yes.
But I can never trust Barrow.
No, but you can never trust Barrow, but I will trust Barrow to my life.
Because Barrow, I'm coming. Barrow stood here and told us that he will serve for 3 years.
Yes.
He reneged on that promise.
Yes.
Okay? I will never trust Adama Barrow coming to tell us that
I
will bring a law that will bring term limit into this country.
I trust Barrow for my life.
No, wait, let them.
I trust Barrow. Yeah. Ask my president, my party leader, and ask a Gambian. And I will forever trust him.
What is the reason?
The reason is very simple. He is a leader that always listen to the citizens of this country. This is a president that will say do something, and then people will complain and say that no, this is not right. I think the president have to change. Then he will go back and say that yes, we're going to change.
I think that's a weakness in
No, it's not a weakness.
No,
this is what we expect from them.
When you make mistakes,
you accept that. Yeah, this is a mistake.
It's not about that.
Look, you cannot say that.
It's about the people.
No, you have to understand. These are human beings. You cannot say that people cannot make mistakes. Every human being is bound to make a mistake.
I have a question to ask you. I would go 2 steps back. Talking about UDP and going to NPP. Don't you think you should have resigned from UDP since you won that seat under a UDP ticket? When you realized that the UDP as a party and the sitting president were not in agreement, and you believe that you need to support President Adama Barrow, right? Don't you think it was morally right to resign from UDP since you were elected under their ticket, go for by-elections, win the seat again, and support the president, or lose the seat and then come again?
Well, at the first, I think you have to understand this. I was expelled from UDP. I did not resign. No, you just went out. I will come to that one.
Yeah, no.
I was expelled.
You were expelled because you have shifted allegiance.
Yeah, because.
So when you decided, so my question is before you were expelled, when you decided to shift allegiance, why didn't you resign to go for by-election?
I don't think he believed he shifted allegiance.
I think that's important to understand. No, let me give you the thoughts in, you know, what's happened. You know, I could remember one day we have SAP, Supplementary Appropriation at the Parliament. So we went to the Manjai Bureau to discuss about that one. And then Usainu came and said that, you know, this is what people are saying, that Adama Barrow is NPP, is UDP, so therefore we expect all of you guys to support him. So I was supporting Adama Barrow as a result of what Usainu Dabo told me. All right? So if you say that you should resign and go back to by-election, you know, that doesn't make, you know, let's understand it this way. People voted for you sometimes not because of the political party. People vote for you sometimes because of your relationship with them, or what you can do or what you cannot do. All right? That happens. So telling me that you should resign from UDP, my dear, why would I resign from UDP? When my political fund was given to Adama Barrow, give me $150,000 to campaign for. My deposit was paid by Adama Barrow. And Adama was part and parcel of UDP.
No, Adama was not UDP when he was doing that. That was wrong. Why would you allow that? He was independent.
He was independent. Well, maybe I think that would be a good question for a UDP to answer.
No. UDP.
Why
would you take that money from Adama Barrow? Barrow was serving all the parties. Why will you allow? Why will you take money from Barrow at the time to conduct your campaign?
This is what I'm telling you. The reason why we took money from Barrow, we believe that Barrow is part and parcel of UDP.
You knew that Barrow resigned from the UDP. But he was independent and serving all the political parties.
Then UDP as a party,
take money from
then
Barrow?
UDP as a party at that moment should say, Barrow, look, we are not going to accept this money.
You are part of UDP.
Yeah, I was part of a UDP and a candidate.
And when I say UDP, I'm referring to you and the people who say and everybody else.
And then this is why I say UDP will be in a better position at that answer the question.
No,
let me tell you.
Okay.
For us, we are given money, say that this is given to us by Adama Barrow for your campaign. So should I tell them, no, don't give me the money?
When Madi Sise came here last week, I put this to him.
Yeah.
When Barrow was giving out 53 vehicles or 57 vehicles, I said, UDP, you condone that and never complain about it. It was not corruption at the time because you were with Barrow. You were supporting him. So Madi was part and parcel of that. And you were part and parcel of that.
Exactly.
You knew very well that Barrow resigned from the UDP before he contested the December 2016 election. He was independent. He was there for PPP, UDP, PDOIS, NRP, all the parties that were part of the coalition. And if he was not giving money to others and he was giving money to you, why can't you, with consent, clearly, can't you tell him that, Honorable or His Excellency, this money is not for us. It is for the entire coalition. Why will we be treated separately? Because he was not UDP. So you believe that Barrow was UDP, part and parcel of UDP. If you believe in that, including Usainu Daba and anybody in UDP, I am saying that notion is wrong. It's totally wrong.
Yeah, I believe that that notion is wrong. But what I'm trying to tell you is that, for me, Honorable Saikou Marong was just a candidate. And the UDP as a party have their whole structure that accept money from Barrow and then give it to their candidate. Do you understand? So you cannot tell me that, why do you accept that money? Why did you say that, you know, Barrow, we cannot accept your money because we are not UDP?
Was the money given to every other party or was it only UDP? Because
I know that of a UDP that I can confirm.
So you said something here that I've raised that earlier on, and it just brings the same questions. when I referenced that Serekunda West candidate, you said Ousainou Darboe came to you guys and said, Barrow is part of us, let's support him.
Yes.
It seems like, you know, it's more about the person, you know, and now you also said the reason why you supported, you went to Barrow, Barrow gave you your deposit, Barrow paid for this, paid for your campaign. It's you supporting Barrow because of what he is doing for you.
What
and
he is doing
of generally about what the country wants or what your people want. Because at the end of the day, you know, if Barrow supports something and that is not in the interest of the nation, just because Barrow supported your campaign, are you going to support that?
I'm telling you, we support, we goes with Barrow simply because what he did for us at the UDP at that moment. Okay. All right? And also what he wanted to achieve for this country. Okay. All right? I believe, you know, I cannot just let him be there like that. He wanted to achieve something. If I work together with him, he will be able to achieve that one. So I decided to say, look, by hook or by crook, I'm going to go with President Adama Barrow. And I did.
And you got expelled.
Yeah, I did it boldly.
You did boldly.
Boldly. With no regret.
Including my uncle Alaji Jawara and the
no
rest of the
regret.
people. And then 5 years down the line, you truly draft out. And you were very proud of that.
Very, very proud.
I watch you at the end of the final, your final speech at the
debate.
That was, tell us about that statement. You talked about corruption. You talked about other issues. You were talking about the same government that you sift allegiance to.
It doesn't matter.
What prompted that statement? Are you telling us that there is corruption in the system?
No, let me tell you. The reason why I am in the system, I believe that I can contribute something.
Okay.
And in order to contribute my quota towards that system is that when I see something that is not right, it is my right to come out and talk about it.
But do you believe there is corruption in the system?
If I tell you there is no corruption in the system, I'm not fair to you. Okay. All right? Yes, I believe that there are some corruptions in the system. Yeah. And then it's my right to come out and say that, look, X, Y, and Z is happening, and it shouldn't have to happen. This is what we want to make. You know, Gambia as a country, we are very young. I have kids that are coming. Yeah. You know, I have elders also. But what we can do together as a country is that if you see things that are not going right, come out and talk about it. That's normal.
Mr. Marong, I want to ask you this question. What have you done for the people of Latrikunda Sabiji?
A lot.
I'm coming. I want you to specifically pinpoint. How did you become, for the past 5 years, the voice of the people of Latrikunda Sabiji, that they should give you another chance? Tangible ones.
All right, very good. First and foremost, let me just start with my role at the National Assembly. You know, as a National Assembly member, you have 3 roles. Yeah. First one is to make law. Yeah. And then the second one is to perform oversight. And the third one is to, that's a representation. That's what you're talking about. What did I do for my people? Yeah. At my representation, at the level of the representations, what I did is that you go to the, follow my debates at the level of the National Assembly. I always talked about the complaints of my people. That's the people of Latrikunda Sabiji. All right? When I was coming as a National Assembly member, Latrikunda Sabiji, there was I can tell you there are 3 key main rules that were totally absent. When I came as a National Assembly, I debated that when I complained about the National Assembly. And I went to the relevant stakeholders. And today, as I'm talking to you, all those 3 rules are constructed. All right? You go to Abuko. When I in 2017, Abuko did not have a health post. Why today, as a result of Honorable Saikou Marong and the councillor that is on the ground, the APRC councillor that is Pajiba, you know, through our collaborations, today Abuko have a health post. Abuko have been complaining of a cemetery for the past 10 or so years, that the cemetery that they have is full to capacity. As the result of my complaint at the level of the National Assembly, my debates, today Abuko have 100 meters by 100 meter access cemetery. You come to Pajikunda Health Center, you go there and ask them. I have some NGOs that I work with. I used to give them medicines, wheelchairs, and also a bed seat. All right? And you come down to Gambia in general. Through my influence, I was able to bring in 15 medical doctors in this country. Within a period of 1 week, we have done 78 successful surgery at no cost to those people. I did that one actually.
Where the doctors come from?
They were Spain. And then you go to Latrikunda Sabiji market. When I came in as a National Assembly member, the vendors said that they're not going to move because what they are afraid of is that if they quit that place and went to another place, when the market is completed, they will not give them the market back. I talked to them, I convinced them to move. And they move, and the market is constructed. So if you tell me what you did for your people, this is the little that I do. And then also I'm working with some students. I'm providing some scholarships of some students that are going to school. I'm doing that personally, yes, at my personal level.
Where are you getting that money from, sir?
Well, I think
you are a parliamentarian.
Yeah, I'm a parliamentarian, and I'm paid.
UTG tuition fee is 39,000-40,000.
I'm also paid, and I receive my salary.
No, but 39,000. Some
it doesn't matter. You don't pay it at a ball. You don't pay it at once.
I know you don't pay it at ball.
So that's it.
But we want to know where you're getting that money. You are performing the oversight role.
I get the money from Allah. From my
Allah's bank is back.
It's back. He's from the incumbent.
Okay, so now in terms of, you talked about representation, how you have represented.
Exactly. This is how I represent my people.
Yeah. So now maybe in terms of law.
Making law.
Yes, making laws. Have Saikou tabled any bill at the National Assembly?
Well, not exactly Saikou tabling a private member bill at the National Assembly. Not everybody can table a private member bill. But what is Saikou's role towards those private member bills that have been tabled in the Parliament? Yeah. I think that's what is important to discuss about.
Yeah. So how did Saikou?
Of course, I have contributed immensely towards all the bills that are tabled in the National Assembly.
The Constitutional Amendment Bill, women. Seek to enhance women participation. That was brought by Tumanjai.
Tumanjai, yes.
What happened? Were you in favor of it?
Well, what's happened is that there was no voting in that.
But did you support it? Did you?
Yes, I support it, and I say let's invite it to the committee, and then whereby we will invite all stakeholders, and then have a proper dialogue about it before we pass it.
So something critical is being said these days. Fatou, if you'll allow me.
Yes.
I think this is about, at some point, I mean, technically, questioning the legality of your candidature, an NPP. You have violated the electoral law, the Election Act, by being in existence for more than 2 years without holding any Congress. And the IEC did suspend some political parties here, NDAM, GDP, NCP, for not holding a unified Congress. And NPP did not also hold Congress. You were established as a party 19th of December 2019. Up to now. December 2021 was 2 years. You clocked 2 years without holding Congress. And there's a right group that is calling for the suspension of the NPP and that you should not participate in any political activities. What do you say to that?
Well, I think, the funny things about that people is that I read their statement. But I have not seen any section of the law that they quote.
No, they quoted.
They quoted. The Election Act.
Yeah, section 127.
Okay, wait.
127.
Okay, help me out with it.
They quoted 127.
But what did that 127 say?
Okay. What did he say?
Wait. No. I'm not interested.
No, but you're responding to their claim.
Okay, what I'm saying is that an NPP as a party cannot and will not hold a Congress during an election period. Let's understand that one.
No, is that the law?
No, of course. No, let me tell you. The law, there's
the law says 2 years.
This law says 2 years. And when did NPP have 2 years?
December 2021.
And then that December we went for a presidential election.
No. It says that
it doesn't matter. And then we look, the election cycle.
No, you are not the law. The law is very clear.
We have to understand this thing. There's a 3 election cycle here in this country.
Okay.
A presidential election, National Assembly elections, and also local government elections. All right? And you don't expect NPP to go for Congress.
Is it a law that you cannot go to Congress in election year?
But the law also is not telling NPP.
It's saying, but you must go to Congress 2 years, maximum 2 years.
No, but in fact, NPP, we have our executive.
No. It's Congress. You did not hold Congress, Mr. Marong.
That doesn't matter. What I'm saying is that NPP,
the law is very clear.
NPP cannot hold Congress during an election period.
It's not a law.
That doesn't matter. I think what they can do is that if they really think that NPP is violating the law, let them go to court.
No, it's not about going to court. It's about holding the IEC responsible.
Then let them go to court. This is why
No, I'm coming. They will go to court. But what I'm saying is that, Mr. Marong, you are a parliamentarian.
Yes.
You're interested in making laws.
Yeah.
You talked about laws that will serve the test of time. You talk about good laws. We want good laws in place.
Exactly.
We want democracy.
Exactly.
We remove Yahya Jammeh, a dictatorship in this country. We want there to be democratic accountability. And your party, your president, the leader of your party is claiming to be the champion of that democracy.
And he is.
He's
not claiming it.
I'm coming.
He is.
I'm coming.
Okay.
Now you've clocked 2 years.
Yes.
The electoral law is very clear. It says that 2 years you must hold Congress.
Yes.
And there was a warning from the IEC in 2019 also to say all parties that are yet to hold Congress that have violated this act, we are reminding you, you risk being suspended. Your party, these people wrote to the IEC in October 2019. The response from your party members is that NPP was yet to be 2 years.
Yes.
And these people were quiet. They said, okay, fine, it's yet to be 2 years.
Exactly.
But December, you are 2 years.
Yes.
Now you 2 years.
And December, we are 2 years. December, we started the presidential.
No, January. How about January?
No, January.
How about February?
This is why I say, I told you
No, no, I'm coming.
No, we have 3 elections.
We have laws in place.
It doesn't matter.
No, this is very clear.
Oh, okay.
I think you could have brought another argument, but not to tell me that we're going to hold Congress in an election period. That doesn't make sense to me.
Of course, to you it doesn't make sense. But to me it makes sense.
But what I'm saying is that your party clocked 2 years.
Yes.
Do you agree that you have violated the electoral?
I did not agree that we have violated the Election Act. Because we cannot hold Congress during the election.
Why can't you?
That is not an excuse.
No, we can't. No, but in fact, I think this one even have nothing to do with our party as NPP as a party. You go to IEC.
No. What about IEC? No, it's about. I know it's about IEC.
So then
we wish the IEC were here.
Very good.
What I'm saying, no, we're asking you this question. I'm asking you this question.
Okay, I'm telling you my answer
because I'm interested in democratic accountability.
My answer is IEC is the one responsible for regulations of the political parties.
Very good. I think you could have responded well, but not to justify saying that.
Get the question to IEC, because if you ask me, I will tell you that we cannot hold Congress because of.
No, that is not a valid
argument. Now
argument.
I'm telling you, to make it very simple to you, is that go to IEC.
Exactly.
But you are a lawmaker.
It doesn't matter.
What is wrong? It's wrong, Saikou.
No.
You are a lawmaker.
No.
So you guys cannot hold Congress because we are in election year.
We cannot hold Congress during this election period.
Why? Because?
No.
Why?
We cannot do that.
Why?
Yeah, because you don't want to lose people. You don't want to appoint people.
We don't want to lose people, but we cannot do that. We cannot do that.
It's a political
But I think the best guy to
no.
is IEC.
But you
I don't regulate political
NPP
parties.
Too. Why
No,
NPP.
NPP is a political party like any other political party.
You are violating the law.
If you violate the law, then go to IEC.
You should be the.
So you don't agree that
I don't agree. But if you just
you don't agree that you violated the law.
No, I don't.
Are you serious
I
that you have not violated the law?
I am very
how?
serious.
Okay, convince me how you have not violated the law.
This is what I'm telling you.
So
I make
you
it
are
clear,
a
you know.
lawmaker.
It doesn't matter. I'm a lawmaker, and that's why I'm just speaking my mind, telling you that.
This is not your mind. This is a fact.
Now look,
it's not about opinion. It's a matter of fact.
Now go to IEC. They are in a better position.
No, but if the IEC is in a better position, then don't say we have not violated.
If you ask me my party,
to IEC.
If you ask me my party, I will tell you my party did not violate the IEC.
You clocked 2 years.
Yeah,
you did not organize.
Go to IEC, tell IEC, NPP as a political party.
I think IEC, okay, we bring IEC here. IEC said, when they were asked, the chief electoral officer, Sambu Nyanjai, responded to Standard. But Standard reported that he turned it to be a quarrel, okay? That you call here our communication officer, and he responded, you were not satisfied, and you called the chairman. But Standard said that had to do with the UDP petition. It had nothing to do with NPP Congress. It had to do with the UDP petition. So it seems like that from that point he was running away from that. But then also, even the information minister, Ibrahim Asilla, was on West Coast Radio, Coffee Time with Peter Gomez.
He responded.
He responded, but his response was not to respond to the argument. He was just merely saying that I am a minister. When these people are writing, they should write with respect. Where was this guy, what is the name of the man again? Gray Johnson, where was he when the lion was here? It's just like he is going back to Barrow's argument of where were you? But it was not he was not providing any valid response to that argument to say that these people are wrong. Indeed, the NPP has not violated any law. It seems like both the NPP and the IEC are guilty of this.
No.
And the IEC is not willing to respond to
this. You're getting everything wrong.
How?
Here, NPP is a political party like any other party.
But you have violated the law.
No, come on, let me wait. If we violate the law, there are body responsible to regulate the political.
The IEC is not doing its job.
Well, then you go to IEC.
That's what I'm saying.
Go and put that question to IEC.
Okay, so Saikou,
my friend Sidinjai is so quick to send press releases.
Exactly, after the 10th October.
When anything happens, in October, he was so quick to send a press release.
But this has nothing to do with NPP.
It has to do with NPP. No. You are in question here.
No, because IEC.
Let me come in.
No, let me tell you something. NPP as a political party. No, you just let me come in. No, let me learn. Let me also learn. Let me learn.
No, the reason why it has something to do with you. In October, when they wrote, they did not write to you guys.
Yes.
They wrote to the IEC.
Yes.
NPP responded.
Yes.
Why would you
responded? The deputy spokesperson responded. This time, they wrote to the IEC again.
And you did not
respond. You guys are mute.
Because we are mute. We are muted simply because we think it is not our business.
No, was it your business in October 2020?
No, because we feel like, responding to that one is just a waste of time.
No, why did you respond in October 2021?
Well, we responded in October 20. Look, I'm not...
No. Respond to that. Why did you respond? Answer that question. Why did you respond?
Maybe if you just sitting here, I will tell you why he responded.
Now, why are you saying now? Why are you saying now?
I'm telling you now, IEC is the body responsible to regulate elections in this country and all political party. If you have such question, take it to them.
Okay. So now
we will hold the IEC accountable.
Very good. That's your rule.
Yes, I think we need to go back to
that's your rule.
and ask them why.
Definitely. That's why Makan did not come.
So,
he was supposed to be here.
So now, what would you like to see differently if you are elected in office?
Well, a lot.
What is happening?
A lot. Gambia as a country, I think we still need to do a lot as a country. And then in doing that one, National Assembly have their, take. Because no country in this Africa can develop in the absence of the National Assembly. A laws, in fact, we have even passed some few laws, National Assembly, at the level of National Assembly, that we need to perform a robust oversight on those laws to make sure that they are well implemented. And then key among them is the National Health Insurance. Because that's my baby. I always talked about that one. I like to talk about it because I know how health sector is in this country. Yeah. Having that one in place definitely going to help. So I think when I come back, and I can tell you that I'm going to come back.
Wow.
All right?
Okay. Wow.
I am going to come back.
Really?
At the parliament, yes.
Wow.
Inshallah.
Inshallah.
You're right? Inshallah now.
Yeah, because I'm a Muslim. Because I said this and that Muslim, whenever if you say anything, say inshallah. Yeah. I can just be walking from here to my house and then.
Why are you so confident?
Because I'm a politician. I know what I can do. Okay. I know the nature of politics that I can do. So I'm telling you, then that National Health Insurance Scheme bill is something that I will always, push to make sure that it's implemented. All right? And also at the level of my constituency also, there are a lot of things that are missing. For example, in Abuko, we want a senior secondary school. I definitely want people of Abuko to have a senior secondary school. At the Fajikunda, there are areas in Fajikunda that are totally disconnected. Like Fajikunda Dumos. They don't have any good roads. It is not my responsibility to build them a road, but it's my responsibility to go to parliament and then debate about that one. All right? That is part of my plan. And then coming down to Abuko, Taboko to right down to Abuko also, there is a very important road there. All right? I believe because the NPP as a government, their policy of NPP is that in the next 5 years, they're going to construct about 1,200 kilometers of roads. So I believe it's my responsibility to go to that 1,200 kilometers of road and see what I can get from my people. That's the people of Latikunda and Sabiji, at least. So if I am, I know I'm coming back. Okay. And if I come back, inshallah, these are some of the things that I'm going to focus on.
How about the corruption bill?
Yeah,
anti-corruption
bill.
The anti-corruption bill. I think that's important for people to understand.
Bill
that one, we are almost done with the anti-corruption bill.
Okay.
It's just a matter of
Why did it take 6 years? Why?
Well, when you talk about, I'm not in that committee. At the level of the National Assembly, we have committees. Yeah, I am not in that committee. All right? But I know the committee also have their reason why it is delayed. Every committee at the National Assembly, they have their specific TOR. When they are ready, they will bring the report back to the plenary, and then we debate about it, and then pass it, or we agree or disagree.
People allege that your party leader, the president, may not be interested in this law. I'm just coming. I'm not saying, this is not what I'm saying. This is about people saying out there. That these are politicians. They are not interested in some of these things, including some National Assembly members, because if this law comes into being, some of you will be haunted by this law. That you're not interested in anti-corruption bill because you want to keep enjoying.
Okay.
Because corruption in the Gambia under Adama Barrow, compared to Yajame, it was centralized. It was Yajame taking. But under Barrow, it has been decentralized. Okay. Everybody taking left, right, and center. Okay. Every morning you wake up, you go to Kerr Fatou or Watson Gambia, there is a corruption scandal. Okay. GPA, NAWEC, GRA, ports, all over the place. Okay. And it seems like the government is doing little or no effort to address this. Isn't it that the executive and the National Assembly members, some, are not interested in this law because it might harm them?
Well, I think, let's just understand the things. The anti-corruption bill did not come to National Assembly as a private member bill. It came as a government bill. Yes. So if there is no political will, do you think that the government will table the bill? No, let's just call if the government did not have a political will to table the bill, it will not be there. The government have no.
Government works in a very funny way.
No, it's not.
Government works in a funny way. They can present the bill.
It's not.
They can present the bill because they have no choice.
Just like when the Minister of Justice tabled the
draft constitution.
And when they
you have no choice. You have to present.
But let me tell you. No. Of course, that's a very important scenario argument. No, let's say that government have a political will. This is why they table the anti-corruption bill. Okay. And that anti-corruption bill is being referred to a committee of the National Assembly. If there is a delay, the delay didn't come from the government. But from the National Assembly, that's the committee, and the National Assembly as a whole. So you cannot say President Adama Barrow did not have a political will to pass this anti-corruption bill. If not, no, just let's put it this way. If Adama Barrow as a president did not have a political will, what he will do is that he is going to delay it. But he did not.
Okay.
That was tabled.
I just have a question, a quick one. In other societies, and where democracy is thrived well, now, if you champion, as a government, you champion certain reforms, it will not work. You have a responsibility, you have a role. In many cases, you will have to resign. Barrow championed this reform. He promised Gambians a new constitution. He promised us a new electoral law, but also to fight corruption in the country, poverty and all that. But all these three important documents are yet to be passed.
Okay.
The draft constitution went in coma, but then also the anti-corruption bill is
It didn't go into coma, it is dead.
Okay, well, whether it's dead or in coma, the anti-corruption bill is still there. There is no new electoral law.
Good.
Don't you think this government has failed fundamentally by not bringing the needed reforms? We are talking about security sector reform. That is a very important program of the government. But Fatou, only you'll be surprised that this document is yet to even reach Parliament. It's at the Ministry of Justice. The National Security Bill is still not there. Therefore, the document that should operationalize, or legally operationalize the Office of National Security is yet to be in place. Don't you think this is a failure on the part of the Barrow government for the past 5-6 years?
Well, I think to answer that one, you've mentioned some 3 bills that let me just come to those ones. You talked about electoral reform laws. That's the Election Act. Election Act is before the Parliament. All right? Parliament is looking at it. All right? So the government, by saying that the government did not have a political will, or they are not interested in that reform, I think that is totally wrong.
No, I'm not saying that.
No, okay.
I'm just saying, don't you think it's a failure?
No, I don't think it's a failure.
Okay.
To answer your question, I don't think it's a failure. Simply because government have made effort to table this before the National Assembly. Anti-corruption bill that you're talking about, government have made effort, and it is before the National Assembly. All right? And then the other things that you talked about also, you know, they've been. You talk about SSR. SSR, at my level, at our level of our committee, we have a committee that is also responsible for the security and then all those things. We call the defense, defense and security committee. They are the very one working on those areas. Maybe they will be in a better position to tell you about this SSR. But what I can tell you is that government is doing its utmost best to table these bills. And I can tell you, come this 6th legislature, all these bills are going to be finalized. And then the Gambia as a country will have all these things.
I hope these bills will not sit there again for another 5 years.
No, these ones, we are almost done with all these bills. I think we are the tail end. The anti-corruption bill, we are the tail end. The election reform, we are the tail end.
Go back, it will take another 5 years to get to the
no, it will not.
Gambia is not sort of laws. You know, when you go to all these international treaties, we have signed all of them.
Ratified. In fact, ratified most of them.
We have ratified almost all of them. You know, how many bills have been, even this parliament, the disability bill was passed recently, right?
Passed, yes.
Which a lot of people really hail this assembly for. The access to information.
It's passed.
It's passed.
Yes.
The implementations.
Yeah, okay.
The role of the National Assembly.
The laws are there, but implemented.
The laws are there, but it's implemented. Your role also is oversight functions, right? You know, some of these things, what do you do to follow up, to make sure these laws that you are passing are being felt by the ordinary Gambian? For example, one thing I also want to bring up, for example, when investigative reports or things that are really in the interest of Gambians come to the light, it is the role of the National Assembly to investigate these things and make sure whether these things that have been said by individuals or other people is true. Why is it that the National Assembly is so partisan that you guys don't look at anything but as long as it's not in the interest of the party? Tell us, what do you do, especially when it comes to oversight functions that you have as an assembly member?
Well, I think just to make this thing easy, and then National Assembly have a role to play. The executive have a role to play, and then the judiciary also have a role to play. National Assembly, as a body, what we do is that we make law, isn't it? But we are not responsible for the implementation of the law.
Yes.
That one is done by the executive. Yes, it is our responsibility to hold executive accountable. All right? That means to perform oversight over all the executive. And then you make some key reference about how some of these laws have been passed, but still they are not implemented. I think this is a side that we also, we're going to take this thing up as a body, as a National Assembly, to make sure that executives are held accountable, to make sure all these ones are implemented. Because yes, Gambia as a country, we cannot just pass law for the sake of passing law. If we pass law, we want it to be implemented. And I can assure the whole Gambian that all those laws that have been passed at the National Assembly, we will make sure that they are all implemented.
Will the draft constitution come back?
Sure, it will come back.
But you said it's dead. How do you bring it back? That's why I said coma. You said it is dead.
No, when it is coming, it is not coming like the way it is.
But you said it is dead. Are you going to give it life again?
That's why it is coming back again. It is dead.
So do you agree it's in coma or is dead?
No, it's not in coma. That one is dead.
So a new one is coming.
A new one is coming.
A new draft.
Yeah, a new one is coming.
Well, Gambians should not spend.
No, we are not spending any money on that.
It's not a matter of spending a dime on that. All right? But there is a way of doing it without Gambians spending the money on it again. And it is possible.
So throughout your 5 years in Parliament.
But I think it seems that she has something to make, so a question to ask.
Go ahead. No, let him ask.
What will you say?
What
will you say was your biggest achievement? And what will you say was a failure or weakness on your part in Parliament that you would have wanted to be done but wasn't done? And when you're given the opportunity, you will do it.
Well, I can start with my failure at the Parliament. Now, biggest failure that I have achieved as Honorable Saikou Marong is that agreeing to amend the 1997 constitution of the age limit of 1997 constitution.
Why is that a failure?
You know, it's a big failure. It shouldn't have to be.
Why?
It should not have to be.
Why?
Why would it be? To me, you're asking me of my failure. I'm telling you that's my failure.
Okay.
No,
if you tell me why, I will tell you that at that moment that we are passing that one, we have a vice president who was there. And if you did not amend that one, you will not have the opportunity to be the vice president. And I believe Gambia should select from somewhere else. Not saying that, this guy, we have to amend this in order to have this as the vice president.
So you amended it, but you regretted it?
I regretted amending that one. We should have done that one after the appointment of a vice president. That's my belief.
Okay. So what's your biggest achievement?
Well, I think as Honorable Saikou Marong, I have achieved a lot. I've told you in part of my representation.
Now I said your biggest achievement. Your failure, you brought only one failure. Now
I don't have one achievement.
I said your biggest failure and biggest achievement.
My biggest achievement is to influence a team of a medical doctor to come to this country to perform a successful surgery on a poor Gambian. That is my biggest achievement.
I think your biggest achievement should be related to your primary function.
And that is part of my primary function. That's why I tell you, the National Assembly have
I know, but your primary, this is lawmaking.
No. It's not only that. If it is only lawmaking, you should not have to ask me
I'm not saying only lawmaking. I'm saying, what is your biggest achievement?
It's primary. The primary function of National Assembly is three: making of a law, oversight, and representation. So you cannot say that making law is primary and the representation is not primary. They are all.
I have a question, and this is something that someone has asked me before, and I didn't have the answer.
Right.
And you, as an
I wish I can have the answer too.
I think you would. Basically, the question, it just comes back to, in terms of implementation and just holding people accountable. Let's say, remember when we had the Minister of Health come to National Assembly and talked about corruption that's happening at the Health Ministry. So for me and for the person that was asking me, pretty much that's where it stopped. So who takes these people accountable? I mean, who makes sure that something is done? When a whole minister stands at the National Assembly and say there is corruption that is going on. And basically, that's just where it stops. So the question this person was asking me was, Oli, so me National Assembly, nga minister, nga def dara, nga National Assembly. After lolo, lusi de hew. And I bet a lot of people want to know what happens after the chambers there. Because if I'm right, and I stand to be corrected, I think in the whole 5 years, National Assembly, they have really never said ESA is guilty of this, or when ESA came. ESA was asked these questions and he could not answer them, and he was supposed to come back, do this. But what happens to ESA? So accountability. Who ensures that when people are wrong, or when people are held, that they have done something wrong, one thing, something is done?
No, I think, Sister Oli, Gambians need to understand the functions and of National Assembly members and what we do, and then the process that we do. The process of National Assembly, we need to understand it, all right? To me, if you ask me, I'll tell you this is a weakness from us. Because when the minister stood in the plenary and said this, the next day, the minister should be called for questioning. And his entire team. The reason I say it's a failure from my side, I blame myself for it because I'm part of the health committee. All right? We could have just said the Minister of Health with all your directors and everybody come before us. tell us why did this happen. And we failed to do that one. And it's a big failure from our end. And this is something that we learn from. And I'm quite sure it will never happen again. When such pop up in the parliament again, the particular minister will be called upon to come and answer questions based on what he has said. And also based on the facts. All right? And then also you talked about what did you say? About this minister issue. Yeah. All right? And then
not only
one,
just the minister, just the National Assembly making
and then
sure
one
that
thing also we
people,
have to understand also, and now National Assembly have what we call
we have
what is called Public Petition Committee. Yeah. If you have anything against anybody, there's a body responsible for it. We call it a Public Petition Committee at National Assembly. You can go and petition anybody, and that committee will take it up.
Well, one thing I know is that the GT board case has been taken up by the National Assembly.
Yeah, that's a Public Petition Committee.
Yeah, but what has come out of that?
So
it's dragging and dragging and dragging.
No, I think we also have to understand.
Yeah.
National Assembly have their procedure, and that procedure must be followed. We are also guided by our law. That's the standing order. Yeah. The standing order will dictate this is what you can do, and this is how you can do it. And we cannot operate outside the standing order. I think people also have to understand this. In as much as we have an interest in National Assembly, we should also have the interest to know how National Assembly is operating. Everybody should, in fact, have a copy of that standing order. It helps.
Okay, can we take a scenario then? Let's take the GT board case,
yes,
for example. Let's say the people are found guilty. What happens?
Well, the law will take its course.
So you guys will ensure they take it. So you guys just stop there, okay, this person is guilty.
I think this is what we have to understand.
So that's the question that everybody has been really asking. What can they do? You know,
of course, there's something that we can do. We can ask.
But National Assembly can hold somebody to contempt.
Exactly.
That is what I'm saying.
So these are all these questions that people
and
have
also we can even ask that guy to be, the particular guy to be prosecuted.
Yeah. Okay,
to going through
I think
the
that
court.
answers the question.
You know? But not just say take him to the mile 2 and then we are taking to mile 2. No, we will say go to court and then this
Honorable Marong, yes. You talked about calling the minister to come and explain and clarify certain things, which is very important. But then also some have also been wondering, since Barrow became president, he's always been delivering State of the Nation address. But as provided by law, he, not a must, but he or the vice president should be in parliament to respond to queries that might be raised by parliamentarians. But Barrow is the president. We have never seen him go back to parliament after State of the Nation address. There was a time in 2021 when he delivered the State of the Nation address. The vice president was out of the country. He himself was here. He had to wait for the vice president to come and go to parliament. Why not Barrow himself, as the president that we vote for, that we give our tax to manage for us, go to parliament, go back to parliament and face parliamentarians and answer questions? Why can't you bring him himself than the vice president?
As a National Assembly, we don't have the power to bring President Barrow to office to come and answer the questions. Let's understand the law. Yeah. It's left to President Barrow to say, yes, my vice president is not in town. Let me go and then answer the question. That's left to him.
I'm not saying you do
no,
that.
I'm telling you where I'm going to ask the question.
No, I'm just saying, like you are a parliamentarian.
Exactly.
And you belong to Barrow's camp.
Yes.
You're following him as your leader.
Yes.
I'm saying at the level of your party or NPP or whatever, don't you think it will be ideal for the president to be coming and answering questions? Why is he not coming?
Well, the law did not cater for the president to come to the parliament and answer questions. What the law says is clear. It said the vice president should step in the position of the president.
If the president cannot.
So no, it said if the president cannot. He said the vice president should answer questions for the president in the National Assembly. That's what it says.
So,
so there's no law that says the president can come and deliver a state of, as we call it, a State of Nation address.
But is there a law?
But there is no law that says that the president can come and then answer those questions.
Is that a law something you can table?
You know, exactly. And these are some of the things that we can look at and say that yes, I think the president himself should come to the parliament.
Yeah. And what do you do about that? Exactly. What
I think these are some of the things that we can. These are some of
we can.
Are you going to champion that?
I'm not telling you I'm going to champion that.
But they can. But it would be nice to incorporate some of those things.
No, because this is important.
I think those will be progressive.
But right now, to talk about right now, there's no law. When this thing happened, some parliamentarians said that Barrow should be impeached because he didn't appear in the parliament. But I said, National Assembly member, you should be familiar with your law. You should know what the law says about that before you just jump to a conclusion.
I know it's not a law specifically,
so
but then it will be ideal for the president.
I know what I said. What are you saying? Inshallah, we're going back to parliament. And these are some of the laws that we will review and see whether we can amend and say that the president at least should appear
Can we task
in
you
person?
to champion that?
Can we task
Well,
him?
I'm a citizen.
When he is re-elected,
Yes,
we are not
when
so
you're
that he will be
elected.
re-elected.
Can we task you to champion that?
Final questions from Ms. Ehu. The Gambia Participate report recently cited that the NPP is using state. You just confidently said that you are going to win, and I'm sure it's because you have
And then
all the resources.
before you go, let me just make this thing clear.
Because you have all
Wait,
the
let
resources
me make
available.
this clear for you.
Number one,
I am not.
finish.
Okay,
Let me finish.
let me help you.
No, let me
Let
finish.
her just finish.
Let me finish. They are saying that your party is using state resources to campaign. President went, instead of, when the president was going on the Meet the People store, NPP said, President Sidinjai said, President Barrow is going to Meet the People campaign to ask for people to vote for you guys
Exactly.
and to thank them.
Exactly.
And that is not what you guys, when you approved that budget for the state, for the Meet the People store, it was not for campaign. It was to go and consult with the farmers and talk to them about their problems. But instead, it had turned political. And now, the CSOs are saying, especially the Gambia Participate, that the NPP is using state resources to campaign, and that is disadvantaging other political players. Is this true?
Well, to me, I think, let me just start by saying this. What the law says is that the president should at least twice, at least 2 times in a year, can go around it at all. You see, at least the minimum of 2 times.
Yeah.
You know, the maximum, there is no gap,
Limit,
says that it can go 10 times, 20 times,
Yeah.
or 50 times. All right? And then, you know, we have to be very cautious when you're talking about issues. And we have to look at the sides of the law also as well.
Yeah.
When the president is going out, you says that the president is using the state resources. We, the National Assembly, at the level of the National Assembly, we have approved a budget for the president with the people talk. And these people did not come and tell me that you have approved 10 million for President Barrow to go on a tour, but he have consumed 30 million of that budget. Did they come with that report?
No, I didn't see that.
So until if they come with that report, I can say, yes, President Barrow is wasting the state resources.
No. It's not about wasting. I think what they are referring to is Gambia Participates in a civil society organization. They have deployed election monitors, what they call long-term observers, LTOs, across all the 53 constituencies in the country. And these monitors are there, observers are there to make sure that they observe the political campaigns that are going on. And when they see use of state resource, and when we say state resource, we are referring to vehicles, we are referring to personnel, we are referring to money, and all that. So if they see, for instance, state vehicles being used, state resources, including vehicles being used, they are going to report it. And they can say NPP is using that.
Very good. This is why I say, if they say that the state resources have been used, for example, when President Barrow said that, look, 10 million is been budgeted for me. My first store, I'm going to use 3.5 million. The second one, I'm going to use 2 million. And then the third one, I'm going to use this.
Does it matter what?
No, you just wait. Let me just answer this question. So, if the president is spending within the budget that is allocated to him, and when the law says that the president can go out at least twice,
I think you are mixing apples and oranges.
No, I'm not. I am not.
We are talking about.
You're talking about the resources.
Not talking about budget. No, we are not talking about budget.
No, let me tell you. All these people, all those that follow the presidents are financed by the budget.
No, we are not talking about.
No, you're talking about the resources.
No, is it correct?
You talk about the people.
Is it correct for a government vehicle, a state vehicle, to be used?
I can tell you, it is correct. President Adama Barrow will never embark on a tour without a state vehicle.
No. Wait. I'm coming. No, the point is it correct for Barrow to use state vehicle, his official car, to go on a political campaign for NPP?
Barrow is using NPP1 and NPP2.
Exactly, good. Yeah. That's what I'm saying. Yeah. Is it correct for a minister to go with an official car on a campaign for NPP?
Of course it is correct.
How?
Yes, simply because when President Barrow goes out to meet the people, they will tell him what their difficulties are.
No. I'm saying the minister. Will it be correct?
This is what I'm saying.
If it is not correct for the president to use official car, because
I'm
using NPP.
President Barrow is using NPP1.
That's what I'm saying. The minister
he is not, because he feels like, let me use my own car.
No. What I'm saying
in the case that President Barrow
Barrow is correct. Barrow is correct in not using official car.
No. In case he happened to use PR1 and then PR2, President 1 and President 2, I would say that it is not wrong. He's a president.
No,
and
it's a political campaign. It's a party function. Saikou, we must differentiate between party resources and state resources. And we must differentiate between party
these people, I say, did these people know, did they know whether that resources are from the party or from the government?
No. Your campaign,
yes,
from the NPP, they said it was a campaign for the NPP.
Yes.
To thank the people and ask them to vote for their candidates. So that means it's typically NPP affair.
Yes.
So you cannot say that Barrow, because Barrow is right not to use his official car, he used NPP 1 and 2. Even though where that comes from is another thing. We are not interested in that. What we are interested now is, should it be correct? If you said it's not correct for Barrow, because Barrow is right because...
I can tell you that
will it be correct for the minister? Okay. Will it be correct for the minister to use GG?
Yes, it is correct for minister to use GG because the president...
For NPP campaign?
Yes. No, it's not an NPP campaign.
But
when the president, we have seen people who will use the platform under the President Barrow that we do not have health facilities, we do not have this and
but
that.
They cannot,
so it's the responsibility of the minister.
No, it's different. What these people are observing...
My brother, there is no different in
I work in civil society.
It doesn't matter.
I'm coming. I work in civil society.
It doesn't matter if you work in...
What these people are complaining...
In fact, we don't even have a civil society organization.
No, we have civil society. It is a civil society that went to court. That went to court to challenge that $54 million loan that you went against because you have
political motivated civil society. That's what we have in this country.
That's a very serious allegation.
The civil society...
I said it, Honorable Saikou Marong said
okay, now wait. You're accusing the civil society.
Yeah, we've seen them taking part in politics. They are very active in politics.
Fatou, it's the same civil society.
I've been to Ghana. I see how civil society are.
No, it's the same civil society that stood here for Barrow and said, Yaya Jammeh must step down, Barrow must be sworn in. Today you are standing to say those civil society are politically motivated.
Of course they are.
When they stood to make sure that Barrow was
sworn in. We've all witnessed what's happened here in December election.
No, but that's not important. What we are saying
of course it is important because, look, their role and how they behave and how we are acting define who they are.
Civil society?
Of course.
Specifically, can you
No, I will not give names. But you knows it.
When he said
no, I won't give names. I won't give names. There are people that call themselves as civil society. That are with the political parties. We've seen them. So come on, you cannot tell me these people are serious civil society.
No, but what I'm saying...
My brother, I have been to Ghana. The way their civil society organizations are operating is
totally different from Ghana? Why Ghana?
Yeah, because I've been there for a benchmarking. So it's totally different.
Now, what we are interested in, Gambia participates allege that your party is using state
and
resources.
I'm telling Gambian participate, NPP as a party or National Assembly as a body have approved a budget for national for
You're not talking about budget, Saikou. Don't mix apples and oranges.
Okay, now I'm telling Gambia participate, NPP is using their own resources to go on a campaign.
But how about state vehicles that they saw?
Which state vehicle? I tell you, the ministers will go with the president anytime he's out. That's the privilege that the president also has.
I have a question regarding this whole campaign thing. So would you say that, okay, because I know National Assembly, what they approve is for the president to go to Meet the People's Store.
Exactly.
But would you say that this Meet the People's Store, as people are claiming, it's a campaign tour for NPP? And if that's the case,
it's not a claim, it's a fact.
Is it fair?
It's a fact.
It is very,
Only
very,
that is
very
not a claim, it's a fact.
Let me put it this way. It
well,
is very, very...
come forward and
you ask me...
They don't do it, but they said it's...
Okay, you ask me if it is fair.
I would not say it's a fact.
No, it's a fact.
They said they're going on a national...
No. They said they are going on a campaign tour.
NPP.
Yes.
I'm talking about the president.
The president is
NPP as a party.
No, but
you have to understand something.
Ole, no. Ole, don't allow this man to escape. Ole, okay. No, you're allowing him to escape.
That's why I'm asking him if it's fair or not. What I'm saying
yes,
I'm not saying what NPP said as a party. I'm talking about what State House said as the president.
Okay, yes, Oli.
They said
it is
the
fair.
president is going on a national Meet the People's Store.
That is contradictory with what the NPP said.
That's what State House said. NPP said the president is going on a campaign tour. Him as a lawmaker, my question is the president on a Meet the People's Store or is he on a campaign trail?
Okay, if you ask me as a lawmaker, with regards to the law, I will tell you what the law says is that the president should meet people.
No, that we all know.
No, just wait, I'm coming. I will come.
All
right? Okay. So if the president will extend it to 3 or 4 times and then go out to meet his people, he have the right to do so.
Yes.
So for me, at the level of a National Assembly and as a lawmaker, I will say, yes, it is okay.
Fair.
Thank you.
ndogu jot na lan ngeen am last minute
ndogu jot I wish the IEC were here. Because people are now questioning the legality of Saikou Marong's candidature and of course the entire NPP. Because you should be suspended by now.
Well, anyway, somebody will go to
you should not have been participating in any political activity right now. And I think
democracy.
with seriousness, this has nothing to do with the NPP, but it has to do with the IEC. I will say it is a disappointment
from IEC,
from the side of the IEC, that the law is not being implemented, that the NPP is favored because it is incumbent. And with this, I think, with an honest opinion, the chairman of the IEC should resign. The integrity is not there to preside over a free and fair election. Because what we saw in the past, we saw political parties being suspended because they have violated this law. Why will the NPP... I'm not talking to you.
Okay.
I'm referring to the IEC. Okay, if Chairman Jai is listening, good. Why will the NPP, as a legally registered and bona fide political party in the Gambia, like NCP, UDP, and all other parties, violate the Election Act and the IEC remains silent on it? The chairman of the Electoral Commission should resign with immediate effect, because the integrity is not there to preside over free and fair election. I wish you the best of luck, my brother.
Thank you. How many seats are you going to get, NPP?
NPP, I can tell you. Let me tell you this thing, a statistic. Let me give you this thing. I can assure you, UDP will not have, if they have 5.
No, we are not talking about.
No, you're telling me, I will give you, UDP, if they have more than 5 seats,
they are lucky.
They are lucky, and they did well in this.
And that's luck.
We are talking about NPP.
No, just wait. If you say NPP, no, we have NPP as a party. We are going for a majority.
So UDP will not get 5.
If they get 5, they did well.
How many are you getting?
NPP will get plus. We get the majority. In the
how much?
No, I'm not need to tell you how much, but we get in the majority.
Do you know?
GDC will not even have one.
GDC will not.
Will not even have secured 1 seat.
PDOIS?
PDOIS, no, I don't know much about PDOIS. But I know PDOIS will not have even more than.
We are contesting 40 seats.
They will not have to.
We are contesting 40, but I can tell you we will have more than nothing less than 35 or 30. What? We will have 30 plus.
Wow.
NPP alone as a party will have 30 plus.
We'll have 30 plus.
Yes.
Wow. You know, Esther, you
that's
actually...
breaking news.
Yeah, tell them.
Can we do the breaking news?
Do the breaking news.
Do it. Breaking news.
NPP will have plus 30 seats.
Plus 35 seats.
No, I say plus 30 seats. Exactly.
Okay.
And then also, add there, UDP will not have more than 5 seats. And GDC will have 0 seats.
Zoom it.
GDC will not have a seat.
GMC?
There's a problem.
GMC. GMC will not even win a seat of a council. Talk less of a national.
Saikou Marong. Bye-bye, Saikou Marong. Only fight again.
No, but I'm not Esther raised a very, very, very important point. I'm not a doctor.
Yeah.
Wow.
No, not go ahead.
You've talked about how IEC chairman, you've talked about, for NPP violating the law, and, he has to resign. But Legiman, I'm just thinking, because once you're saying that, I am thinking, if NPP really then violated the law and he allows them to run and then he resigns, they're still member of parliament. So would his resignations wouldn't have any effect?
No, it's about integrity.
It's about integrity.
It's about integrity.
No. Wait. What I'm trying to say is...
Yeah, so you're interested in the outcome.
Yes, because for him resigning, that is him as a person and his integrity. But then it doesn't still stop there. We still have these people that they're not supposed to run. So what I'm trying to say is him resigning is not the solution here. For me, I think the solution...
It's a step.
It's a step, which is good. But that is one person going and then the damage is already done. So what I'm trying to say is, what can be done if definitely these people have violated the law? I mean,
civil society can go to court.
That's what I'm trying
they
to
can
say.
go to court.
Because him just resigning out of integrity, for me, I think Lolo died. You know what I mean? So, yeah, there should be a bigger picture.
That's another conversation
there
for
should be
another
a bigger picture. If
it's going to court.
Because people just resigning and then what is done is done.
But then I think for me, why that is important.
No,
I'm not advocating for it, but what I'm saying is, if something goes wrong in your department, and just like, that's why I've always said I've respected Kinte, the former IGP, something happened under your department which was wrong. You were not even part of that team. You were on the way to travel, but you took responsibility. That's what good leaders do. Definitely. He resigned. It doesn't mean that what happened after is just showing good leadership and because what we'll also do next time, whoever comes in, will be very careful, knowing that this could even cause my resignation. That is good practice, and I think it's important. For what happens to say when he wins, me, you, and everybody can go to court and challenge his seat.
Exactly. He's not qualified to run for a national assembly election. If you want to challenge it, you go to court.
So civil society can go to court for that?
Of course they can. This is why we say democracy, isn't it?
Even now.
Come on, let them start it. What do you know?
Even now, it should be now.
They can go on Monday.
We have 24 hours to election.
Yeah, so but they can still go on Monday.
After the election.
That's all what they are left. But that's for me. I have even celebrated before election. Sukoyo, White Horse, Suo.
NDP la Suo.
Sukoyo.
Thank you so much. It was good having you. You know, even though you didn't do it, you did sani here, right?
Well, the more they want to make UDP.
So it's very unfair for you UDP.
Ah, okay, Banda. Maybe if you change some of your things.
You have an NPP quote in here.
No, we will discuss about that outside later. Yes.
Okay. But thank you always for coming. You know, whenever we call, you're always ready to come. We thank you so much. And we wish you all the best.
Thank you.
I wish you had a female candidate in the area.
There is one.
No, yes, one. I'm in the Korea.
Oh, I'm in the Korea. Yalna ganye. Yalna in the Korea ganye.
Yeah, Origa Yala Tere.
Thank you very much, Oli. Thank you, Esther, and to the entire technical team. Good night to you all. See you next week. Bye-bye.
Stronger as the sole ground operator at the Banjul International Airport. With an expansion in travel services, customers are assured of GIA's capacity to cater for all their travel needs, provided by professional, experienced, and ever-smiling staff. GIA's Hajj package and services, by far the best in the country, give the customers the opportunity for a memorable Hajj experience. For a more efficient cargo services, GIA means business as it launches its new multi-million-dollar ultra-modern cargo complex to revitalize and stimulate air transport. GIA, the pride of the Gambia.
Every day is a new opportunity.
This is Kerr Fatou. Fatou. Oli.